What'd you have for lunch today? Did you get a chance to eat?
I did. Today is the day when everything kind of comes home to roost for me. So I started out with finance and then went right into appropriations and found 20 minutes for a fine Salisbury steak lunch.
Always good, Cap. Oh, well, hey, 2nd District. Representative Andrew Barkis sitting here today with Representative J.T. Wilcox. And,
Hi there.
Sitting up in the House gallery, just chatting about our day and about what we've been through here over the last couple of weeks and where we're at. And thought we'd take a couple minutes together to kind of share with you a little bit about what we've been working on and what's ahead. So today, as we were just talking about, today's fiscal cutoff. So JT's been busy working in finance. We're getting all that final piece done and working towards Friday, which is policy cutoff, right? House of Origin. So we've got to get all these bills and things done.
Well, it's opposite house.
Opposite
really.
house,
Yeah.
That's right. But and then last week was just crazy with the amount of work we were doing on the floor. We ran something like 40 amendments, I think it was, Friday night for the main budget, the supplemental budget, and didn't quite get there. We ended up calling floor action. We're going to be back there tonight to hopefully finish that up. But we thought we'd just talk a little bit about some of the policy. I wanted to give JT a chance to talk about some of the policy he's been working on and some other things. And I know you've been really working on that suicide bill. That's a pretty amazing piece.
Well, it's been a good one to work on. Not a policy area that I've ever really been that active in, and it's been nice to see a Republican bill with my name on it going unanimously through every committee.
Yeah.
But right now it's stuck in Senate Ways and Means, and I'm working with friends to kind of shake it loose.
Yeah, well, that's always a risk. You work on great policy, and it has such a process to go through, and sometimes it can hit that snag. And I know, like the one that JT's been working on. I worked on one House Bill 2611, which was the peer support privilege, which was for limited authority officers. Like community corrections officers with the Department of Corrections, park rangers and such. And again, it was pretty cool to see. That was a constituent that came in and talked to us, and we're able to get that through the House unanimously, and just waiting for it to get pulled out of rules over in the Senate and be put on the floor to get a vote and get back to us. So, but I think one of the biggest things that we're working on right now is we're just seeing a ton of stuff come through that is not really good policy. And that's been the challenge for us. And both of us have been working diligently. Last week, Friday, JT helped with orchestrating, our debate on the budget and being able to try to get things in to amend the budget with better policy to be accountable. A couple of things that were pretty important. You had one that was talking about fist passages, which I thought was, a great amendment. I was surprised to see it didn't get the support that we thought, but
yeah. Well, as floor leader, my job is really to aim towards.
Well, look, 2nd District.
Holy cow! There he is,
Representative Matt Shea.
Valley out of nowhere.
Spokane Valley is visiting, so
we're going to have a bill about that too.
So pay no attention to the man behind us. But anyway, you were.
Well, my year is really kind of directed towards the budget debate, and so we did that. And you hang some amendments, which are good. We're the minority party, so that's one of the ways that we can affect the final outcome. And then you get a few that don't get hung. And I think probably the one that I regret the most is we offered an amendment to provide $30 million to put armed school resource officers essentially in every high school in the state of Washington. There was enough money to do that. And it was turned down on a party line vote, and I think that's a mistake.
Yeah, I agree.
I think we're going to continue to work on that, because that is a positive step that we can do to increase school safety, and it was kind of silly of the other guys and perhaps tragic to turn it down.
What I thought was interesting was the fact that most of the debate from the opposition was related to money and funding. And I think I even heard in that particular debate they said we just didn't really have the funding. Kind of hard to make that an argument when we have $1.3 billion in additional revenue that we're dealing with. And we have yet to even talk about or see on the floor all the tax proposals, carbon tax, capital gains. I can't even believe we're even going to have that debate. But here it is again, another tax revenue package being put forth on the backs of the state of Washington. We also had amendments talking about property tax relief for different things that we're still trying to work through, because we feel that there is additional revenue coming in the state of Washington. It needs to go back to the taxpayers of the state of Washington, and we certainly don't need additional revenues on top of what we're already dealing with. So it's going to be an interesting night tonight as we do our part to make a not so great budget a better budget, and it'll be interesting to see what we finally end up with as far as the final package. And of course, then it goes on to the Senate, and it'll be a while before it gets back here. But we've got 2 weeks left to get a lot of stuff done, and I know that both JT and I are going to continue working on great policy for the 2nd District and for the state of Washington. And we're going to continue to do our part to fight against these tax increases and see about getting things that are important to our constituents and to the people of the state. So I appreciate you taking some time to visit with me a little bit with the 2nd District. Of course, I know you do the same thing, but you know, we work together a lot on stuff.
Sure do.
And I appreciate, you know, JT's been a great mentor helping me through my first couple of years here and getting stronger in my role. We just encourage you to continue to reach out to both of us. You can reach us via our emails, call our offices, come down here and see us and talk to us, because we take into consideration everything that you bring forth to help us with the policies that we're working on. So anything else you want to say to the people of the 2nd District as we finalize?
Well, I think it's a pleasure to serve with you, Andrew.
Thank you.
It's been a great partnership. I've been blessed with a couple of great seatmates, and you're making a heck of a mark here really fast.
Well, I appreciate it. Well, thanks so much, 2nd District, for checking in here again under the dome, as we always say, and we'll have another one here for you in a couple weeks, hopefully at the end of session on March 8th, which is coming up in 2 weeks, and we get out of here, and then we'll be able to wrap up with hopefully some good news. So take care, 2nd District.